Alright, we're back with some more oxygen. Not included. What's going on today? Well, we're obviously going to be making some steel. We're making some aluminum. For those people who speak, English. We're making aluminum. Never mind. Hopefully this printing pod doesn't melt. What are we working on today? We're gonna get some gold. Also, I need some water. I need some water. We're gonna make this out of sedimentary rock since we have a bunch of it. It's a liquid pipe. Say right about to there. Plumbings. We need plumbing. We need a liquid vent. We need to get rid of this. Do we get any more of these done? We have a extreme digging booster. Who's gonna get that? Blump. Blump gets that. Oh, we're getting meltwater everywhere. You guys are making a mess over here. Back on the homeworld. Back on the homeworld. What are we gonna do over here? We're gonna do something. Yes, we're still waiting on this to get hauled out of here. How's our water down here? Good, good. A lot of this stuff we'll be able to mop up. I am gonna want some. I'm gonna want some crude oil upstairs. Probably at some point. We'll leave that pipe. This one. We'll leave that here as well, for now. But the whole point of draining this is, well, put our crude oil in a nice place. And we want to clean this up down here so I can get some naphtha. Melt some plastic. And up shall. Let's see. I need more than 11 tons of steel for this. All right. Automation station. We need a spacey scanner. Put it right about here, I think. Yeah. Let's go make that out of steel. Here. Let's go down a little further. Say right here. I want to bring this ladder here over to here. And So, well, before we do that, hang on, kids, hang on. We have to think before we do. We must think before we do. What we need to do is we need a platform here. And we're going to go this way to there. Then what I'm going to want are some C miners. If you don't know what a C miner is, basically what we're going to be doing is building shipping. These robo miners, they go right here. We need to make these out of. You can make them out of gold, but you need a cool. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong button. Rotate. You can make them out of gold, but the problem is with gold is you do have to have a cooling solution set up almost immediately. We're going to put these, see where this little corner is? We want this back one from that, and then the next one will go. We need to be able to clean the top of that off right there. So this one goes here as well. Right there. And then we put the next one like right there. Okay. And then what we do is we're going to need a mesh tile. Mesh tiles go right above that. Cancel that one. Cancel that one. Cancel that one. Cancel that one. You build these mesh tiles out of anything, copper, gold, whatever you have available. Aluminum. And you want to put mesh tiles behind, like so. And then you're going to want airflow tiles down below as well. We've got plenty of copper. We may as well just throw copper down, like so. We're going to need some drywall. Build this out of igneous rock since we have a bunch of it up here already. There and there. And we're going to need power for these guys. So I'm kind of set this up to be a power brick. What I like to do is go to power. And you can build these up, anything you want. We're going to do a little bit of steel here. That is going to go like, put this one here. Then we'll have another one right here. Space is expensive, man. It's not cheap. Then we want to put some tiles here, like so. And we don't need that one. Go get the ladder. Don't need the ladder. Probably put some destinctifiers in here, so let's go and put that in. And then we'll need power. A power spine that comes down from jaw. Where are we going to get that power spine, I wonder? I wonder. So we're going to bring this. I don't want to bring this through the main area where everybody walks. I'm going to bring that power spine. We can build it right off of this. Right across here. And again, I want to build this on a 7 because of mech engineers. This is all the way up to here. Let me just bring that over here. I'm not going to hook these up yet. I'm just kind of planning this out. I say that a lot, like because mech engineers. Here's why. One of the problems with the game, one of the problems that I see with the game, if you go to priorities here, your mech engineers are the only people that can build the heavy wire and they can only, build the auto sweepers and things. I don't like my mech engineers forced to do building. So you could set these guys on building and operating. That's what they're good at, right? I would set them on operating. However, if you set them on operating and you have a build project such as this, and you're also trying to do metal refinery, anybody could do a metal refinery. Like, that's not a big deal. Like, you can have a runner running the metal refinery. Yeah, it takes them longer, but if you're not in a hurry, who cares? You want your mech engineers building your mechatronic stuff and then operating. Okay? And you can set that as a priority. However, I don't want my mech engineers down here. So I might have this project going on up here where I want them to build this ladder. I might have another dig project down here. And if I have a dig project going on, of course I'm going to be building ladders, right? We're going to be building ladders or walls. I don't want them down here working on this project while they're supposed to be up there putting mech engineer stuff in. So they don't have their own priority system where it says storing, supplying, digging, building, ranching. If there was a line here that was just separate, that said mech engineer stuff, building wires, building rails, building, things like mech engineering specific stuff, that would be really, really good. And that way you could set your mech engineers, so pretend this was mech engineer stuff. You could set your mech engineers on a high priority there, and then operating as a secondary priority. But in this case, you can't. You can't really do that. Because operating, well, if you put their operating up, they're going to be working on this metal refinery rather than building the wire. And that's why I leave their priorities open, like for anything, and then just set the build on a high priority. So this is 7. So everybody's going to come and deliver the goods for this this project, and then the mech engineers can come and finish it off. These power transformers, anybody can build those. Okay. But I don't want them down here, or I don't want them across the map working on a build project that I have for my drillers and my builders. That's what they're there for. They're there for the building and digging, not making heavy wall wires. That's my only issue. That's my only issue with the mech engineer priority system, is that it just needs a little loving. It needs a little love. Back on with Chaw. All right, we've got this done, and what we're going to also do is we're going to put a little bit of automation on this, and we're going to put in a signal switch again here, and then a little bit of a wire here, like so, and then we're going to put in a steam turbine. You can do this with one steam turbine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the steam turbine right above the gold volcano, like so. Oh, we'll make this out of lead. Put this right here in the corner. Oh, and this steam turbine, we're going to self-cool this steam turbine. And you can do that if you have some aluminum, and you can do that if you have some copper. We don't need a thermal aqua tuner in here. You don't have to put a thermal aqua tuner in this to cool down the steam turbine. And the reason is because the water that's going to come out of that steam turbine is going to be just enough to keep the steam turbine. It's going to be cool enough to self-cool the steam turbine. However, we are going to add some extra equipment in here. And because we're going to add some extra equipment in here, it's going to get a little hotter. We're going to add some sweepers. We're going to add some other things in here. So I am going to go ahead and put an aqua tuner in here to cool down the area. And we're not going to cool it down very, very much at all. Just enough to keep the place running. And we happen to have some crude oil here to do that. No. Build this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that. And we're going to go over here. We're going to have a battery in here. I'm going to have a battery in here and a power transformer in here. So this, we're going to be shaving this off just a little bit. That'll keep it. And I'll give me 5s. Build this up here. You can self-cool gold volcanoes and copper volcanoes. Iron volcanoes, I think you can also self-cool with 2 steam turbines. You need about, I think it's about 2 tons of water in here. We'll shut this off for now. We have a digging booster and a strength booster. Who we're gonna put on those? Skills. You've got the digging booster. Frimble. You're an engineer. Wicker bottom. Yeah, digging booster and strength for him. Digging booster. Wicker bottom. And a strength booster. We'll have to give him an upgrade. I think Chip's also going to grab a strength booster. Yeah. He's got the room for it. Now we're going to start wanting to overclock these. Excuse me. Yeah, you guys are disgusting. We're going to want to start overclocking the... I think they're on a break. One's got a thing on his... Alright. We have 7 microchips. What we can do now, since we're using a lot of coal, also would like this coal to be dropped in here and auto swept up, so we don't have to, so the duplicates don't have to fill these up. And then what we want to do, let's go to a conveyor loader. I guess we could put it here. Yeah, right there. And then steel. Yeah, we better make it out of steel. Conveyor rails, we'll make this out of copper. And then we're going to bring this up here, like so. And then our sweepers are going to need to be made of steel, because that's all we have. Can I get another... No, I can't. I can only get 2 of these in here. So, 1 and 2. And then we're going to get our chute here. And a chute here. And then our conveyor rail here. It's going to go there. To there. And... I don't know how much coal I have here. Cool. We have 33 tons. I want to get 33 tons of coal, and I want to get that in here. We'll do that here in a bit. And what we're going to do is get rid of this one. And a bottle opener right here. And a bottle opener right there. Ugh, I need to change the save game duration. Ah, new printables. Yeah. Who do we have? use a cook. Could use another. No, we have 2 cooks. Uh, let's send those berries off to this planet. Oh. Activate. Mop that up. Yeah, hopefully this thing doesn't break. Just wanna get to this thing. Oh, they're working on the conveyor rails. That's why they're not doing it. That's fine. So I don't know what they were doing. All right, how are we doing upstairs, kids? There we go. And we're down to 6 tons of steel. Still making that aluminum. It's gonna be a minute. It's gonna be a minute. How are we doing over here now? Oh, they're idle, you say? Well, so here's what we're gonna do. Hook this up to here, and then we'll go ahead and hook this up here, and we're gonna hook this one up to here, and then we're gonna go to this conveyor loader, and we're gonna go allow manual use. And I need to put a door. I need to put some doors in here. I need to make sure this is locked. So we're going to put a door here. Everybody's on the break. these things take a few minutes to build. Yeah, we're almost done with our oil over here. We can go and drill all this up. I gotta change the save game duration. We're gonna try to mop all this oil up. Let's get a bottle opener here. Unfortunately, we have a slickster over here. We're gonna have to move that slickster. I can't have him over here eating the carbon dioxide and pooping things out because I need access to the obsidian. It's gonna be a little touchy here. I'm just gonna grab a storage bin. I'm gonna put it right here. Put the slickster over here. They can eat all this carbon dioxide. It's fine. Okay, now we have that done. Now they're doing engines tune-ups right now. I'm just gonna overclock these things. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this off. They're not allowed in here anymore. And what we're gonna do is gonna come over to this coal, allow manual use. I'm gonna put this on an 8 and type in coal. So what I want them to do is drop off all the coal that they picked up. And we're going to start dumping that coal over here. So they're not allowed in here to pick up the coal that's on the ground, because it's going to drop right here. This is going to run at, what is it, 900 watts now? Yeah, 900 watts. Huge power savings for us. It's only going to take, what it's going to take is the duplicate's time to do this. We can also put some lights in here. That's going to take a few minutes for them to get done. And then let's come over here. And let's see here. We can do the automation later. Let's go ahead and start adding water in there. Open that up. Do you not want to... Oh, bridge. Need the bridge. Like so. This crap out of here. Now let's find out what this geyser is while we're waiting. Put that on a 5. Wow, wow, wow. Comes the water. What about 200? We're going to start with about 200 kilos of water in here. And we're going to drill this out. Hoping to be able to mop some of this up. Pretty sure I can mop up a whole bunch of it. It's about 300 kilos. Let's cut that up. Open this up. And I do want to destikify this area. I don't want polluted oxygen in here. And we're going to need some power. We're going to just need a smart battery is fine. We could actually just put a jumbo battery in here. Jumbo battery will work. We're going to want to build that out of gold or steel. And then we're going to put in a power transformer. We can make this out of... I'd really like some better material, but this will have to do. Just like that. And we'll just grab some heavy wire. We're going to hook this up to the battery. We're going to hook this up to here. And then shipping, we're going to grab... No, utilities. We're going to go ahead and grab an aqua tuner in here. Put it right there. Yeah, don't make that a call. We have steel. Let's use it. We will need some more water in here. Yeah. Let's go ahead and clean this out. And I do want some radiant pipes. We're gonna need that aluminum. Boom. Turn this on. A little bit more water in there. Just like that. And plumbing. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. We're going to need an insulated pipe here. And I don't think I'm going to self-cool this. No, we're going to go ahead and use the oxygen to cool it. What you would do if you want to self-cool this, if you're not, excuse me, if you're not going to be using any automation or anything like this, we're going to be using some automation to move the gold. But if you're not going to be using any automation, basically what you're going to do is build you want to build this out of aluminum or copper. And then do like this. Just like that. And this needs to be a radiant pipe like this. And then just drop the water in here. Very simple, very easy. We're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and do a little cooling in here. The power that this is going to generate will power the aqua tuner. Should power the aqua tuner. And it should power our automation. Because we're going to set this temperature up to be just under the steam turbine's ability to process it. So it doesn't overheat. And it doesn't matter what we use here. I want to bring this over here and then just drop this into here. And you can see the gold is being dropped here. We have 327 kilograms of refined gold, and it's at 881 degrees. We don't want to take that gold out of here. We don't want to let that heat the water up and start producing steam. We're eventually going to want to take the gold out, but we're going to use some automation to do that. And we'll need some pipes for this, but we'll do that as soon as I get my aluminum done. What did we find over here? A minor volcano. Okay, well, don't really have much use from minor volcano now. do we? We do not. Alright, we're still waiting on a place to put our water. Well, my tank isn't big enough. They're still dropping coal off over here. So we're going to let them do that for a bit. Let's see if we can mop a lot of this stuff up. More of this, the more of this I can mop off, the better. Then I want some crude oil. I'm going to take our crude oil and put it in here. Just like that. We're gonna have to build a secondary water tank. We'll just put it here for now, probably. Go ahead and mop this up. We could start cleaning up a little bit, but we got all this gunk up here. Yeah, we're just going to build a secondary water tank. Do we have a lot? Do we have any granite? We have some. Let's put a floor down, say here. Like this. And we'll need to double floor this. We're going to put all the water in here. Sure. Go back over here. And then we're going to want this pitcher pump. Put a pitcher pump in here. Let's make that a ceramic so it doesn't overheat. Let's put two of them in here. The more of this we can mop up now, the better. We'll just put some tiles like this. Alright, how are we doing, kids? And let's just go ahead and add another row right here of granite blocks. Will they be able to get that one? Probably not. I'll have to break these. We'll go a ladder here. And just a ladder here. There we go. Go ahead and mop this up. A lot of mopping to do. Okay. All right, let's get this set up. We have 7 tons of steel. Still making that aluminum, aren't you? Yeah. 6 tons of it now. Getting a bit toasty over here. Still cleaning this water out. Yeah, keep mopping. I think you're good for around here. Just to mop the place up. We should be able to reach a few of these, and then I can just break these tiles and they can build this. Ten tons, 9 tons. So there's 20 tons here. We've got 30 tons. So they still need to move another 10 tons of coal into here. And we'll just build a wall here. What the hell everybody's doing, but I need to get down here and stop mopping. Okay. Alright, that's good. Good, get rid of this. Next, we've got this larva egg. I don't want that larva over here. What I'm going to do is just going to come over here real quick. And larva. And I'm just going to make this a 9. So they pick up the larva egg. there's any more over here. Nope. Alright, and then we're just going to kick the larva eggs out. Like that. Alright. Deconstruct that. Build this wall. They have all the coal picked up. Yeah, pretty sure they do. And then we'll go ahead and just take this off allow manual use, like so. And then when we ship over some more coal, we can do the same thing. And we'll allow them in here. These are going to produce 900 watts now. We can go ahead and make these 4s. The auto sweepers will take care of refueling these just like that. Just like that. Alright, got that done. Start drilling across here. Then igneous rock. Yeah, it's here. Gotta be really careful over here now. Really, really careful. Okay. Always check right here. This right here. You see if you're drilling into anything like this right here. That's 1,000 degrees. That abyssalite. We don't want to drill that up. Even though this is not supposed to transfer heat, it will. So we do not want to touch that. So right there, we do not want to touch anything over there. You could change the relative temperatures as well. To show, there you go. See that? Don't want to touch that. This is all fine. Yeah, this is all pretty good. Okay. And this is where we want to access the abyssalite. We got to be super careful. And I'm going to bring some plastic down here. And we're going to need to take that and put it into a storage bin. Okay. I want to start getting rid of some of this water. What are we doing over here? Yeah, I don't. This is going to be a bit. And then, all right, just going to bring this water up here, over here. What I'm going to do is just going to take this output pipe. And we're just going to take this output pipe here. And bring this output pipe down here. Oop. Then start dumping water into here. But we've got to start cleaning this place up. Then we can turn this back on. Okay. So we're going to build that tile. Build this. I don't trust the game, so we're not going to drill these two up. Unfortunately, we're going to have to get rid of this little guy. How old is he? He's 56. He should lay an egg here. I don't want him pooping up the material. Oh, stink. I need to drill out a little bit over here so we can make some room for additional water. Additional liquids, rather. Getting a little high here. Broke. I knew it would eventually. Alright, we're gonna have to get up here and fix this. There's some bunker tiles. I think we're ready to start pumping that water. There we go. Okay. Right. Now, we need a tile here. It's broken. Oh, it's just cold. We'll have to fix this break. Alright, next we're going to take this ladder here. And we're going to start going up here. Just cancel this. We're just going to put some bunker tiles here. Across this. Like that. Well, unfortunately, well, there'll be some radiation that gets through, but what are you going to do? Snazzy suit. Abe can have that. So messy over here. This place is filthy. And it's not going to get any better. For a while. Alright, this is all cleaned up. Like you're not going to stop me. You're not going to stop me. I knew. I was thinking about this. I'm going, they're going to get stuck. He's going to get stuck. I know he's going to get stuck. He got stuck. Finish this one up here. That up. I really don't care about this. This is fine for the moment. All right. Now, how brown cow? How are we going to proceed? I think we'll just go ahead and start drilling over here. Now we could drill down into here, clear this area out. All right, mop that up. Power reserve banks are low. We've got 1.2 megajoules. Please. Well, you have half an ounce less than we think you should have. Would you mind your own business, game? How about you let me do the thinking around here? All right, let's go ahead and get some. What we need to do is come up to here. We have these backing plates here. We're going to need some crude oil. Make that an 8. There and there. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. That's all we need. We just need little blobs. And you have to make these airflow tiles. So if you go here, and you can see liquids. That's the liquid we want. We just want a little blob of crude oil right there. That's all we need. So what we need, we're all set up here. Now, what we need to do is, let's build the next thing. I'm going to take these ladders here. I'm going to grab some mesh tiles. And I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4 down, I think. Go 3 down. We need to build this down like so. And we'll just go ahead and put the... Yeah, we'll just go ahead and put a couple ladders here. Like that. And the robo miners can now mine this area out, like so. We'll need to power these up, of course. We're going to need power. And what we have to be careful, because the game likes to break itself. Sometimes these doors won't close fast enough, and asteroids will come down and put a blob of crap here. So you don't want to get rid of these bottle openers, and the robo miner won't be able to drill itself out. So you want to leave the ladders here. You want to leave these here. You just have to add some more crude oil into the spot. We need to set up cooling for these, but not for a long time. These are already cold. They use these have an overheat temperature of around 500 or 600 degrees. What's our melt temperature on these? Our overheat temperature. It's not 4,000 degrees. It's 527 degrees. They'll overheat. We got a long way for that to happen. It's 137 degrees, 140, 43 degrees. It's gonna be a bit. We need to get some crude oil down here because it did fall into an area where there is some backing. But if it falls into, if you have a floor here, it would just disappear into space. Looks like we got all the liquid picked up. Yep. Mop that up. Oh, there's one. Mop that up. Okay. Onic power. This place is such a mess. Such a mess. All right. Big old nasty polluted water booger coming out. Freaking knew it. Mop that up. Even though we built a thing here. That'll do. Even though we covered this, it's still popped in. What is that? Ice? That's fine. I could make some metal in here. $60-degree water. We could make our own refined metals here. It's cold stuff. Should be a problem. Might be an option instead of sending the stuff back and forth. Let's go back up here and see if we've got our... There, 12 tons of aluminum. Alright, let's put some aluminum in here. And I'm gonna keep about. I'll keep a few tons here. We'll send back 8,000 kilos. And 25 tons of coal. Twenty-five tons. Yeah, we've got a lot of coal here. What are we doing with the coal? Let's not send this over. Hang on, kids. You can go ahead and fill that bucket up. We will send some more over. Da 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 da. Could put a light in here, give him 15% work speed, but I know we're doing a bunch of stuff right now. Oh, look, dinner. All right. Let's set this to 80. We're going to do is I think we're going to set up an industrial brick over here. Need to clean out a little bit more of this area. Alright, now, oh, they're still working on this. So waiting on our copper to get finished up here, but that's fine. And we'll set up our automation. Give me my give me my space cleaner. Put this right here, I think. Yeah. How about there? here. This will take a bit. They can only do 2 at a time. And we're going to need a lot more steel. Alright, let's close this up. There we go. Here's some steam. But it's not hot enough yet to turn on the steam turbine. And that is perfectly fine. So 400 degrees. Let's drop its temperature. 75 kilos of pressure in there. That is quite enough. All right. And then these got Engie's tune-up on them now, so all of them do. All right. Ready-roo. It's gonna be a long time before oh, we have 40 tons of polluted dirt, and there's just stuff all over the place. We also have a bunch of mud on this planet as well, and that mud can be turned into water. Now, for this area, not sure what I'm going to do here. These hives I'm going to be getting rid of. We're going to get rid of all these beta hives. I don't really care about. We're not going to be doing any uranium, any of that stuff. Let's go and start drilling this area out. We're going to drill down and then start building this place the way I want it to. There's a huge project that I want to do. And this is going to take a while. So, over here. Alright, all this has been picked up. Good. Now, I need all this stuff picked up. I don't want anything over here to touch this little corner that we're going to be working with. This is going to be a pain. Our little crude oil thing is getting full. Could drop it even further down. Good. Or we could just build another oil tank. But I think we're going to do all of that in the next one. Of course, we're over time because, reasons. I got this drilled out already. Right. We'll be drilling down a little bit further. I do want some space here for the industrial area. I'm probably going to go ahead and drill this out as well. Could put this in the center. And then our steam turbines can go up here. We'll measure out six or eight steam turbines. This volcano is gonna, well, it erupts at about 4,000 some odd degrees. Magma 3,140 degrees. Gonna be a little toasty in here, and we're gonna take that power and put it on the grid too. These grub fruit, we're just gonna let auto harvest. We're just gonna let them grow. We're just gonna let them grow and fall. We're not gonna harvest them anymore. How much grub fruit reserve do we have? 3,200. Come on. Just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. But we'll go ahead and call the episode right here. I'm a little tired myself. I need a nap, just like May. That's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time.